true. It's needed in the new academic site. The new dining hall, we were all very hopeful because an old boy came to us and said he was going to build the dining hall. I was called to a meeting with a project manager. We went to see the presiding bishop, and this guy said money wasn't an issue, we'll do this thing. But I mean, forgive me, but you know, it follows the saying, money talks, bullshit walks. You know, this guy wasn't serious. And after all the noise he made, I pray no other old boy comes up with something like this. It's not good for us. You know, you want to do something. I mean, he came with all the conditions as to how the dining hall should have his name and everything and so on and so forth. Anyway, it is clear that the achievement of transformation requires bold and visionary leadership, mostly on the part of MOBA. Fortunately for us, the Botwe spirit does not permit us to accept our lack of funds as an excuse for mediocrity, but to use it as a driving force in search of excellence. We have operated on the principle that funding, when required and necessary, will be found one way or the other. None of what we hope from Mfantsipim can be accomplished by only a few of us. It will result only from our collective and creative work. We love the Kwabotwe we knew, but I assure you, we will love the Mfantsipim that we create even more. Let us join together now and in the years to come to bring that Mfantsipim forth. As James says, I love to say, the MOBA brand is powerful. The Mfantsipim brand is solid. It's awesome. It's God's gift to us. We have to nurture it, grow it, and always keep it strong. Thank you for your attention. May we have a fruitful conference, and God bless.
Mr. Vini, thank you. We'll do the last 4 verses of For All the Saints. Afterwards, we'll have MOBA 1970, the SYG 2020, hand over to SYG 2021. So we'll have General Pra and Mr. Utimesa here. Anybody from the 91s, 71, 81, all of you, we do a little handover when it's time. Okay, so let's do the last 4 verses of...
And when the strife is fierce, the warfare long, steals on the ear the distant triumph song, and hearts are brave again and arms are strong. Hallelujah, hallelujah. The golden evening brightens in the west, soon to faithful warriors comest rest. Sweet is the calm of paradise, the blessed. Hallelujah, hallelujah. But lo, the breaks a yet more glorious day. The saints triumphant rise in brighter ring. The King of glory passes on his way. Hallelujah, hallelujah. bound from ocean's farthest coast, through gates of pearl stream in the countless host, singing to Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Thank you very much. Please sit down. We come to a very important thing. The fundraising is ongoing. It's ongoing. I mean, we won't do anything here, but we now have to do the roll call. Okay? David, can you monitor from there? And those, when I mention the year, they raise their hands, and then you just let us know. Okay, so I'll start with, maybe I'll, yes. David, yes, let me say, I think I have it. It's important that I let you know that we have about 50 people, 50 old boys participating on Zoom. 51. I'll say. So people go and come in. We are very grateful for that. 51. So we had about 70, close to 80 of us at this conference. I mean, we could have done better than this, but we all know the situation, and so we thank God for this. So let us start with, I only do 1950s. Is there anybody here from the 50s? Nobody. Okay. From the 60s, let's 61. No. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. Two of them. Good. That's good. David, anybody from there? 67. One person is here. 68. 69. 70. 71. Good. 72. 73. 74. Anybody from 74 over there? No. 75. 76. 76. One online. That's good. 77. I'm here. Okay. 78. 79. 80. One online. Okay, that's good. Two, that's good. 82, 81, sorry. 81. 82. One, good, thank you. 83. 84. 85. One online. 86. 87. One here. Another one there. 88. 89. 90. There's one here. 91. Oh, good. 92, 93, 94, 1, 95, okay, 93, there was one online too, 95, 96, one online, 97, yeah, that's good, 90, online, 97, 2, 98, 99, 2000, 24 is online. Okay, so one online. 2001, 2002. Oh, can how many points there? 22. What? Good. Yeah. 2002. There are 3 of them. Yeah. Good. Oh, 2001. 4 of them online. Great. 2003. 2004. Mr. Dake. Thank you. 2005. 2006, 2005, 2 online, 2006, 1 person here, 2007, yeah, Asbury, 2, okay, 2008, 2009, 1 online, 2008, 2009, then we are done, but we would also ask, maybe from, who was that? 2009. Okay, 1 online, that's good. We don't have a 2010 group, but we do have 2011. They will be inducted. Is there anybody from 2011 on? Well, I think we'll end here because, of course, if there's anybody between 2010 and what's this year? 2020. Do we have anybody online between 2011 and 2020? Oh, sorry. What year group, sir? 2014. Okay, that's good. That's good. Fine. Good. Yo, you still want us to do the fundraising here? Yeah, the man needs you. So, okay, fine. Please put the baskets in, and let's do a quick one. We'll start a quick. Some low, something for them to just put there. You just come in, your house, it's been labeled in the various houses. You just put what you have there. Okay, we use this. This is Picker Parker here. Okay. Whilst we get ready for the open forum.
Do not look like what I have been through. You turned my pain into a well. The essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
Questions?
What do more? I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me. And my test is now a testimony. And so the essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
Okay, singers, this is a very quick one. Just make your this thing and then.
It was you, my soldier on the
Where's let's come and make our little donation. Anybody from Picker Parker here? Only one person. Hey, trouble.
So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
Yeah, some people need something.
The essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
As it was saying, he has to give to every household.
Come on. I don't look like what I have been through. You turn my pain into a world.
What's the number?
So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum. I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me. My test is now a testimony.
Okay, fine.
So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
Okay. I think we are done. We shouldn't. Well, the senior boy is coming.
In that courtroom,
he's on the screen.
It was you, the soldier on my battlefield. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
We continue with fundraising. Those who are not here but would want to send, please do that. We've extended the deadline. Mr. Pring, when do we end this? After the forum and everything, we'll do that, please. So if you haven't and you'd want to, please, just momo us and then we'll let you know at the end. Okay, we come to a very important part of our program, which is an open forum. And if any questions that anybody would like to ask, you feel free. We've got a microphone over there. For those of you here, you can just go there and ask. We do want to pass the mic around because we're trying to stick to a COVID protocol. Pardon? Sorry, I nearly, see, I know, General is looking at me, I don't know. Can we have this done, the button change, from SYG 2020 to SYG 21? Please, General. He's actually giving you a file. Yes, you can sound, yeah, please do. He's giving them a file full of checks. So, yeah.
Responsibility for the 2021 year activities. This is done in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Thank you. We'll take this responsibility and do everything to the best of our abilities. We shall try to make the MOBA fraternity proud.
Thank you. This is very important. The handing over has been done, and so the ball is in the court of the SYG 2021 to deliver. Okay, now we come to a very important part, another important aspect of our program, and this has to do with, this is the open forum where all kinds of questions, if you have any question, you can just throw it to us. I don't know whether, is the headmaster still online? Because it has to do with questions for MOBA, questions for the school. He wasn't feeling well, so probably he may not be there, but let's see. He's still online. The headmaster's online. He's online. So, okay, he's online. So please, has anybody got a question? If you have a question, please raise your hand. Do we have any questions from David? Otherwise, the ones who, some questions were sent to us ahead of time. Yeah. General has a question. General has a question. Well, let General ask from here, then we'll shift to Quivi. Check this microphone.
It was your pain. I have two issues that I want to bring out, and that is, the first bit is on this fundraising issue. I'd want us to understand that members from the various year groups that are sent to the MOBA NEC don't necessarily come from the same house. So a competition of this sort is held where you might have great disparity in the numbers of people from various houses. Then the basis of the competition itself is flawed to start with. And that is one thing I'd want you to take note of. And I would wish that you avoid castigating one group against the other because of that, because there are so many other factors that would influence it. Okay. Secondly, the cloth. I think we are pussyfooting for too long. We realize that almost all our neighboring schools have theirs. We go for functions and they are well clad in these cloth, and we look the odd ones out. Once we're supposed to be the first, let's maintain that status. The earlier we take a decision on it, get a cloth ready, and members will come and buy for the next function. I would wish that we all declare that for the next Mfantsipim function that we're holding, we are all going to be in that new cloth. So let's speed that bit up. Thank you.
Yes, anybody else has, let's take another one then if Mr. can respond. Zoom, there's one on Zoom. Let's do that.
Can I speak, please? I believe I can speak.
Yes, Stevie.
Thank you for this opportunity. Just a few
it's recorded.
comments or considerations. Some may be for long term, but I think that.
How many people are actually, this is.
Now, in your presentation, the Vice Secretary, Mr. Morgan, mentioned that because of the COVID, we are not too sure of the kinds of program we would have, so we would wait and see, which is a good thing. I'm rather thinking anyway that we should have tentatively a program, which if because of the COVID it will be called off, it's called off. Otherwise, if we wait for this speech day, we wait and then maybe everything's okay, so we can do a program, and a month to the program date, we come and announce it. You might have very poor attendance. So I'm thinking that rather than waiting to evaluate the situation to determine a program, we have the program, for the speed day, everything well drawn out, activities. And if it comes that because of COVID, there has to be an update of cancellation or lowering attendance and participation, anything like that, we do that. So that's my first reaction. My second reaction is to the sponsoring year group. I remember in the presentation, and they mentioned that the sponsorship packages will come out. I think that we are way behind time. We are in May, and the speed day is in November. It should have come from long ago, so that if other year groups are going to pitch in and help anything like that, we know that, these are the sponsorship packages. I want to pick package A, package B, package C, or something like that. If by now, if they have bought this, and I don't know, that's different, but I think that that's what I heard from the presentation. If by now we don't know what the packages are, I think we are way, way, way behind schedule when it comes to sponsorship. Finally, I would say that yes, we have a development plan, and that's very good. But like every plan, there's always a replanning and update. So I think that going forward, we sometimes will have to look at the emerging challenges, and if we have to do some, minor replanning, so that the school can, still go and be strong. Because if we just stick to the development plan, which is very good, but we are unable to solve the little problems like the vehicles not working and the machinery is not working, you will have a beautiful building there, and the thing that will cause the building to work well is not available. So this is not a call to abandon the plan. I'm just saying that going forward, I think that like every plan, there should be flexibility where there can be replanning. So if we say we are doing sports for 5 years, an emergency comes up, we say, okay, good, so we've done sport, we're not letting it go, but because of this very strong emergency, we need to probably curtail sports in the 3rd year and then jump to this so that the whole system will work, because we cannot spotlight one system, one section when the whole is suffering. So these are my ideas that I want to share with us for us to think about and see where it is that we can go. Thank you very much once again for the opportunity.
Okay.
This is Fifi Kumsin.
Right. Thank you. Fifi Kumsin, 1992. I'll let Ibu Sefein address your question, the 2 questions we had, about 3 or 4, yeah. 2 people are talking, but they asked
Thank you all for. I find the questions pretty easy as at now. For the fundraising, this is conference. Conference, everybody comes. It isn't a delegate. So for conference, it's open to everybody. That is why we can do this. So we're not trying to discriminate against anybody. It's just that we have shown that local Shua are the rich relatives. But in truth, general, it's open to everybody because it's not council. The second one, the cloth, on board with you. Total agreement. We're heading headstrong. You'll be called for council meeting with the costings, everything, and we'll collectively take a decision how best to move forward. But we're forging ahead, full speed, no delay, no shaking. Program planning. What he suggested is exactly what we do. So we're on the same page. We all went to the same school. Sponsoring packages, yes, there's been a bit of delay. Nobody's arguing about that. We'll get it right. The development plan, like I said, we all went to the same school. What he's saying is exactly what we do. Even though we have a plan to do the sports thing and so on, just 2 weeks ago, the chairman of the planning committee went for a full day's meeting with the headmaster to reassess the needs of the school and so forth to see how best we move on. So it isn't as if we've decided something so there can be no change. No, that is not the case. So I believe we're all on the same page as at now. Thank you.
Okay, let me, would you like to take, should I read some of these?
I saw somebody's hand.
Okay, let me start with Mr. Adakwe. Dr. Adakwe, sorry, Dr. Adakwe.
Thank you so much. In fact, this is my personal observation. I may be wrong. I realized that even before COVID, when we have functions of this sort, like a MOBA conference and all that, the attendance is always not very encouraging. And even when we have this one, both online and offline, looking at even the numbers offline on Zoom, is still not encouraging. Like my year group, for instance, I'm the only one here. I don't know how we advertise the programs. I don't know whether we can look at the advertisement again, or it is the old boys that are not showing interest in such programs, or what. That is what I think. Maybe it's well attended, I don't know, but that's what I have been observing. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Adakwe. Dr. Adakwe, this thing has been taken. Now, let me read one or two questions that were sent to us earlier. The first one talks about, it's from Ebenezer Eko Taki Otu, 2004. He's in the USA. He says, how do we improve the educational facilities of our dear school? We need to meet the 21st century standards. He's asking that question. I don't know. I'll take it again. He says, how do we improve the educational facilities of our dear school? There's a need to meet the 21st century standards. And there's a second question about the cloth, and I think Mfantsipim has done that. It says, are there any plans to design a cloth for various occasions as old boys? If yes, when will it be introduced to the MOBA fraternity? But I think he's addressed this issue. Now, the third one is from, this one was from Daniel Kobna Ace in 2004 in Cape Coast. The third one is from Quisiencio, 1996. He's in Vienna, Austria. Is it still heavily in our plans to take the school back? How do we intend to tackle the growing levels of indiscipline in our grade school? Then, this one. This is another one. I'll take the fourth one and then we'll go on. This is from Mohammed Tete Anoy, 2004. What is being done to provide Muslim students with a place of worship? Okay, Mr. Vin, can we? Then I'll come back to the floor. Okay.
The first one from Dr. Adakwe, the attendance, it's oh boy apathy. When we came up with the idea, we had this idea before that if every time we had a function, we could make it a pleasant function, a function where people would network, a function where people could come, get free drinks, get free food, we'll be able to get a lot of people to come. So we did a couple of such functions, and people did come. But the problem is, when you do the smaller functions, they don't turn up. And we also came to the conclusion very quickly that when we have functions which have to be at places like here, which is a Methodist institution, we can't have alcohol. And a lot of people, for the functions, they want to have alcohol and so on and so forth. So even getting old boys to come, I mean, you spend money, you advertise in graphic, you take a full page, which is costing you close to, even with discount, about 6,000, and so on. The apathy is something else. It boils down back to practically the same thing. In as much as you will put it on the President's Forum, Council knows about it. The idea is the presidents and the council members are supposed to put it on their individual year group platforms. It may surprise you to know that they don't. You know, they just don't. And even when they do, lots of times, for instance, if I look at my year group, for instance, every time I put something on my year group, there's never a comment. You know, you put it on, they look at it and they think, okay, and they leave it, you know. So I think we should put our heads together to see how best we can whip up interest, you know. So, I mean, apart from this conference, because it says we should collect money, for me, things like collect money pushes people away. So left to me alone, I won't do this, you know, because I want as many people who would come, because you have taken your time to come. Why should you lose money because you chose to come for a MOBA thing, which is for all of us, you know? Before we came to office, every council meeting, we used to contribute money. As soon as we came, I said, why should we do that? It's wrong, because the people who've taken their time to come for council meeting, why should it cost them for the sake of everybody else? It really is not fair, you know? So I think let's all put our heads together and try to find how best we will be able to bring down this old boy apathy towards MOBA events, you know. Interestingly, the engagement series started to pick up. You know, it started to pick up and was very well patronized until COVID came, you know. So I guess we're still trying to find how best to whip it up. It's speech day that, as that one, they come. And they come in droves. I don't know if it's the Akajis, if it is, I don't know. But they come. You know, they come. You know, that one is a pilgrimage. So whatever it is that makes people come for speech day, let us identify it and let's replicate it for all the others. You know? The question about how we improve the educational facilities from Mfantsipim, the headmaster actually addressed it. There's the e-learning thing, for instance, is world class, but everything is money. Everything is money, and as a government is interested in educating as many people. It doesn't treat any school special. If we want things to be special in Mfantsipim, we have to put our heads together to try and find money to be able to push these programs. PTA used to be able to help, now they can't. So everything additional really is on us. So right now we're pushing the e-learning project. So, and with the e-learning project will improve the facilities big time, you know. So we're pushing up. After all, we just took them science equipment worth so much. All the science laboratories have recently been refurbished by us, you know. So we're on the ball. It doesn't mean we can't do better, but it's on us. The headmaster, I believe, is looking at all sorts of things. We will discuss and we'll see how best to move forward. The cloth design, like I answered, is after council. The idea to take the school back, yes, we still want to do it. But once again, it all comes to a question of money. I believe even this Wesley Girls thing has pushed the Methodist Church further to wanting to take back their schools, you know, because they didn't enjoy what took place, you know. So basically, the whole thing is a question of money, and that's what we're pivoting the endowment fund on. We decided to delink it, but it's something we will come back to. And the Muslim students with a place of worship, it is there. It has always been there. Every now and again, they have been. They used to do it somewhere Battle Sneath at one point. They give them a space where they can worship. You know, there was a time when they came. You know, some group formed the Muslim MOBA Association and registered it and everything. And I remember I had a couple of meetings with them, and their biggest problem was where to worship in the school and so on. So I engaged the headmaster at the time and so on. But the school always gives them somewhere where they can pray. I remember there was an MP who actually called to thank me for resolving that problem. The only thing that happened was where they were praying before got damaged or something, and the school hadn't gotten around to finding a new place. But the school always makes provision for them to pray, so it's not an issue. No.
Okay, right. We come here. Anybody? Yes, gentlemen. What's your name? Okay, name, year group, and then
yes. I am Samuel Boytisegwefia, 2006.
Okay.
I was very happy listening or hearing about the sports plan. But I also want to find out, is there a plan to unearth entrepreneurial traits in our boys and try to get, to create better men for our Ghana? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes.
My name is Ebenezer Bedinimisa, 1997 year group. I was so excited when I heard of Eton College, Mfantsipim visiting Eton College, and then Eton College, representative from Eton College in the UK visiting Mfantsipim campus. And I suggest that this time around, it's about time we also start networking with some Methodist schools in the United States. The Methodist Church is thriving so much well in the United States, and I think it's about time we also think of maybe visiting some of their schools, organizing virtual tours, and also inviting them also here to come and see what we are doing, the activities of MOBA as well. So I suggest let's network well with the Methodist Church there and with some of the schools in the United States too. That's also maybe so that also ginger up the old boys and they also show more patronage in our programs.
Thank you, Senior Boy. General Fred would like to ask another question or make he wants to make a point. Okay.
My proposal is this on future projects that are undertaken by the sponsoring year groups. I would wish that future groups embody security and maintenance in whatever the project they are undertaking, so that subsequently we won't have the problems we are having now. You could, and the school is now worse off because of the free SHS. They don't have funds to carry out those maintenance and security. So if we can make it one of the conditions.
Okay. Do we have anybody from here? Okay, Mr. Orleans, that's yours. General, thank you.
Thank you. The first one is a suggestion. The second one is a. Okay, let me put it out. The first one is I like the way MOBA and the school are working. The headmaster said it countlessly that he thanked MOBA for the way we are working together. I think once we know that the school is a fulcrum around which we do all our things, it would augur well for us. And I'm proposing that one of such conferences should be held in Cape Coast. People will get a chance to drive away from their homes to come, and they will come in their numbers. Now, the second one is, I left Mfantsipim in 1990, but during our time, we had a business class. Because we're not doing business in a set form, all of them branched out into other schools, and where they went, they excelled. And those are the boys among our year groups who are heavy on cash when it comes to bringing cash. So some members in the MOBA Western fraternity and some members in the MOBA 90 group, last year in our team, or what the guest speaker said, we're supposed to raise businessmen from the school. Now we have stopped doing business as a program, but we are asking if we can bring it back so that the general success we have in the science and the arts, if we bring the business back, we could affect that one, and then we'll get better results. So we're asking that we look into that.
All right, thank you. Now let me just, is there anybody on Zoom? You sent a letter. Okay, fine. Okay, it's from Alfredo Anyete, 2001. Okay, in selecting and grooming an old boy for headmastership, how is the head hunting being done? And how is a deliberate continuity in place to always have old boys waiting for the next 10 to 15 years? That's a headmaster issue. Yeah. You answer? Yes. This is what it is. I can read others words that come up. I'm going to read another 4 for you. We haven't gone through this yet. It says, this is Isaac Ewusu-Yamo Jr. He's in Cape Coast. He says, when is there going to be a sub-secretariat in Cape Coast to support initiatives and activities on the national level and all other spirited groups and individuals? Promote the welfare of the school and that of all old boys within its immediate catchment area. This is somebody from Cape Coast who wants, I think it's Mr. Pino.
Okay, with the entrepreneurial thing, the business thing and so on, I think we'll look into it. We'll have a discussion with the school. It's a good idea. We'll promote it, okay? I don't think that is a problem at all. Networking with outside schools, I don't see that as an issue at all. When we tried to do the first one, somehow between the schools, 2 schools, there were problems. Our headmaster was sacked, their headmaster was sacked, not because of us, but that's what caused the problem. But we'll find out. We'll find out how best to promote it. Okay. I wrote something now I cannot read. Security or what? Yeah, securing. What General Pra said. Excellent. But what we've actually done is for the 2021, what has been incorporated within it is that going forward, there's no point proceeding with the project unless you're going to have a management system in place, which is devoid of the school. Something that is self-financing, which would include security, maintenance, and so on. So the 2021s have incorporated it in their project. So I believe, but we will put it down as, the letters we send out to the sponsoring year groups, we'll put it in so that they keep it in mind. Then question 5 actually was from KB. KB is asking when the headmaster is leaving. Now, the facts are the headmaster was appointed for a 4-year term, right? At the end of his 4-year term, one of 2 things is going to happen. It's either that it's going to be renewed or he's going to leave, right? The question we as old boys would have to ask ourselves is, would we want to take a position of working with him if what he's doing is good? Or would we want to take a position that all we care about is whether the headmaster is good or is not good, we want an old boy, right? These are the questions we have to ask ourselves, you know, because after 4 years, he may be promoted and he will leave. He may not be promoted and they'll say, well, why don't we keep him there? Nothing stops us saying or suggesting, because we are solid stakeholders, from saying, good, he's done a good job, but we actually want an old boy. You know, MOBA, as I stand here, I do not know of MOBA having a particular position, that we've taken a position that this is what we want to do or this is what we want to do. What I know we're doing is we're taking a list. We're contacting all old boys who work in GS, because for you to be a headmaster, you have to work in GS and you must have a certain minimum rank. So we are trying to collate all those people's this thing and see if we'll find somebody we think would do a better job. Just to throw, Fifi Hope, for instance, is an assistant headmaster now. Maybe in 4 years, he will be qualified to be headmaster, right? If we think the headmaster is doing a good job, he's done so many good things, and Fifi Hope is his deputy, will we as MOBA then want to say, headmaster, you've done a good job, but because you didn't go to Mfantsipim, please go away. We want our old boy there. I don't think it's something we want to discuss now, but this is what it means. If that is, you know, that's calling a spade a spade. That's what it is, you know. So those, and I know we have old boys who are passionate about the fact that it must be an old boy, whatever the case, whether the school is progressing, is going down, it must be an old boy. you know. But like I say, this is not something for discussion today. All I've said is, I've answered the question, given the facts, we can revisit it if it should come up again. The Secretariat in Cape Coast, okay, sorry, the question was when is the Secretariat? We have the office. We just have to man it and so on. The idea was to have a Secretariat there so that it could even look after the affairs of the projects, we had and so on, and when anything crops up. Because sometimes the school is a bit slow on some of the things, and some of the things that we need when projects are being done and so on, protecting our interests, sometimes it would help if we had a secretariat. In the new multipurpose building, they've given us an office. So it's just for us to man it, look at what it will cost us to employ somebody there and so on and so forth. So it's part of what we're supposed to present to council. What was the other question you asked? You gave me some. Oh, okay, good. Then there's a question about what is the school administration doing about the required support staff? About the secretariat. Oh, the support center. Okay. You see, one of the things we have to remember is, like General Pratt said, but it seems to be lost on a lot of old boys. Because of the system we're using right now, the school doesn't have internally generated funds. It doesn't have money for other things. You know, so when we get up and we say, oh, the school should go for support staff, even GS even sometimes says, you're not allowed to employ anybody, you know? So it stops everything. The security thing, for instance, the school has only 4 security men. GS is not permitting them to employ more people. Meanwhile, these 4 security men are the same people who stand at the gates and so on. So what we did on the field, we had to bring in extra security, which MOBA was paying, to protect what we had done there. That's why General Price saying what he said, you know. Then there's a question about, are there any plans of MOBA National to support younger ones through the system or mentoring or connection to jobs? All this falls under the youth policy. The youth policy is supposed to address all these things. I didn't say, but if I am not wrong, the youth policy is also supposed to promote entrepreneurial, help people with their entrepreneurial skills and so on and so forth. So I guess the sooner we bring that out, the better. Why was Abrukwa money not on? Abrukwa money is not on the list because you know what we do about the 10-year thing. We believe that up and until 10 years after school, you really are not in a position to contribute financially and so on. So we leave you for a bit before we formally bring you in. So when Abrukwa money hits 10 years of graduates, we'll start putting them in here. That's if we're going to continue this. What are the planned developmental projects for the school in the next 5 years? We are actually reviewing it. So it's one of the presentations MOBA is supposed to make to the board. So Taki and Co are reviewing that, and once we have it, we will share it with everybody. What can we make the school a center of competence regarding science education in the country? Can the administration of the school explore options of having business as part of its course options? That's what you asked. The science one, what the government did was they've put up STEM, what the headmaster said, they've put up centers of excellence for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And the one in Cape Coast is in Mfantsipim, right? So it goes without reason that they expect us to be the major beneficiaries of it. What is MOBA, the Methodist, doing in the face of the effects of the tracking system on second cycle education? Noting that though it is claimed that contact hours in teaching are not being lost, yet we all know the process of learning is more than just maintaining contact hours. I think this is political. Huh? I mean, what is MOBA going to tell GES? Don't do the second track system because no, it's not for us to decide. Yeah. The other ones I think have been discussed. Talking about privatization. It says, what is MOBA, the Methodist Church, going to do to protect Mfantsipim from the excessive application of the insistence of the right of the individual on the school by either the government or some individuals? I don't know if this is the Wesley Girls thing or what. I mean, they're still working on it, I guess. Not the Achimota thing, yeah. How much and how do we contribute our dues? I see in brackets, they've put the answer. Your year group is owing a lot. Okay, just 3 more questions here, then we can try and wrap up. Want to know what really is at stake in relation to the privatization of the school and how well we can bring all boys on board to discuss issues, and also if a new learning landscape can be designed for the school as well. It's the same things we're talking about over and over. So the next question, is there an active chapter in Takwa and Agona Swedru? Please share contacts of leaders so I can get in touch and participate in meetings. There is. Okay, so we'll share it with him. Any information about deliberations to improve school management by increasing Methodist and alumni control and governance rather than government? This is from Egbert. It's a case of he who pays the piper causes too. The government is paying. The government calls it you. That's why I said it's all financial. The moment we can show that we can financially manage the school without government assistance, yes, we can take it over. The Methodist Church knows that. The Methodist Church at its synod came openly to say they should look seriously at taking over the school. They all know that it's money. It's as simple as a Catholic church, Methodist church, Anglican. They had meetings with government, and they went to government to tell government that we want control of the school. We will appoint the headmaster. We want a manager of schools. You will give, the manager of schools will be equivalent to a director. You give him a car, you give him accommodation, and so on and so forth. And government was looking at them sort of like, what are we talking about? We pay for everything, the fees, the teachers' salaries, everything. Then you will appoint the headmaster, who may not be a GS employee, to superintend GS employees. And then we will pay the money to the man. We will pay money to your general manager, give them a car, do this. Government didn't mind them. But this is the church leaders. They went. This the discussion they had. At the end of the day, if you're holding money and you can run the school on your own, it's not a problem. The school belongs to the Methodist Church. All the documents of the school are in the name of the Methodist Church. You know? It's just that they don't have the money for it. The Methodist Church does not even have 1 kobo, 1 cedi, 1 pesewa in its budget for second cycle institutions. You know, it hasn't had, and it doesn't plan to have. So we have to look at what is pragmatic. You know. Thank you. I don't know if there are any more questions.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think we're done with this section of the program. I actually jumped the gun. We should have been singing the last part of the school song, but I rushed it. So we'll just forget about that. And we ask that somebody moves. We're asking for a motion for the adjournment of this conference to next year. Somebody move and somebody second, and then we know we are done. There's a hand. Okay.
Just a second. I just want to make a quick point.
Okay.
I realized that there were questions and I was answering. That is not supposed to be the format, really. It's supposed to be an open forum. Yeah. So it's supposed to be that somebody can ask a question. If somebody else wants to chip in or anything, you can do so. I'm only saying this for tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Payne, in the absence of any further deliberations and discussions, I move that this conference be adjourned to next year.
Seconded by Mr. Achampong, right?
Mr. Payne, I second the motion for closing the meeting.
Thank you very much.
Seconded.
Seniors, we are done. Thank you very much. But before you go, we'll ask for a closing prayer from Mr. Adakwe again, and then we'll sing the last two verses. Dr. Adakwe.
Oh, okay. It's the same. Doctor and Mr. They are the same.
Doctor, let us all rise as he gives us a closing prayer. Closing prayer.
Oh, a closing prayer.
Then we sing them.
Oh, okay. Let's close our eyes, please. Our Lord and Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for a successful conference. We started with you with a good weather, and we've ended with a good weather. There is no way we can say thank you. And we know that all that has been discussed here will be taken in good faith and be worked on. In the name of Jesus, we pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen.
Dismiss us with thy blessing. Thanks for mercies past receive. Pardon all our faults, confessing. Time that's lost may not retrieve. May thy children ne'er again thy spirit grieve. Let thy fatherland be shielded. All who hear shall meet no more. May their sin time past be yielded. Year by year a richest store. Those returning, make more faithful than before. Those returning, make more faithful than before. For the last time, those returning, make more faithful than
Before the conference, we had this pre-conference registration. We had about 102 people registering, and here we have about how many people are here? Physically, there's about 25 people. We also asked people to send in their questions. We had 17 questions being brought in. This is just a starter, and then we also started the fundraising a week before the time. We hope to continue next year. And we pray that next year it will be better than it is this year. By next year, I hope that by this time next year, we'll all say goodbye to what? COVID. Thank you. Thank you all very much for coming, and let's step outside, take a picture, and then